What's up, man? We back with another video, dog. Before we do or say anything else, all praise to the Most High, as always. Today we have your life as every level of a rapper. I don't know what to expect from this. Let's get right into it, though.
Level 1. SoundCloud rapper. Your setup costs $400. Scraped together from a part-time job at a grocery store. A USB microphone from Amazon. Not the good one. The one with 3 stars and reviews complaining about background noise. Cracked recording software downloaded from a torrent site, the version that crashes if you try to use too many tracks. A closet full of clothes that doubles as a vocal booth. Blankets hung from hangers to absorb echo that still bleeds into every take.
I feel attacked.
You record at 2 a.m. when your mom's asleep and the apartment is quiet enough. The neighbors below you work night shifts. The neighbors above you have complained twice about bass that wasn't even that loud. You learn to keep the volume low, to mix with headphones, to create in conditions that would make professional engineers weep. Your SoundCloud has 200 followers. Half of them are bots, a quarter are other rappers, hoping you'll follow back. Maybe 50 are real humans who found your tracks through hashtags and recommendations. You study the analytics obsessively. Where they're listening from. How long before they skip. Which tracks get replayed. The grind is invisible. Every day you're learning production. Watching YouTube tutorials on mixing and mastering. Studying how your favorite artists structure their flows. You're writing constantly. Filling notebooks with bars. Recording takes until your voice is shot. The progress is so slow it's almost imperceptible. Your first show is an open mic at a bar that smells like beer and broken dreams. 8 people in the audience, 3 of them performing, the rest just there for cheap drinks on a Tuesday. You get 90 seconds, and you use every one, rapping to a beat playing from your phone plugged into a PA system that distorts everything above 2K. When you're done, one guy nods. Just nods. He's probably drunk, he probably won't remember you tomorrow. But in this moment, that nod feels like victory. Someone heard you, someone responded. That's more than most people ever get. You sign up for every open mic you can find. The good ones that book real artists. The bad ones in coffee shops where the crowd just wants you to finish so they can get back to their conversations. The ones that charge you to perform, which feels wrong, but you pay anyway, because stage time is stage time. Level 2, LOK artist. The streams tick up from hundreds to thousands. Not millions, not even close. Not even enough to pay rent, but enough that you start to believe this might actually work. The algorithm notices you occasionally. Your tracks appear in playlists with names like Underground Heat and Undiscovered Fire. Playlists nobody follows, but that make you feel legitimate anyway. You learn the game. How to tag your tracks for maximum discoverability. How to engage with other artists so they'll engage back. How to time your releases for when listeners are most active. Music is only half of it, maybe less than half. The rest is marketing, and marketing is a skill they don't teach in studios. A local blog writes you up. A DJ plays your track at a club. Someone mentions you in a Reddit thread about underground artists to watch. You start performing at actual venues. Opening slots, mostly. 3 songs and you're done. 15 minutes to make an impression on crowds that are still arriving. Checking their phones, waiting for the headliner. You learn that stage presence isn't natural. It's practiced. The money is negative. Studio sessions cost $200 an hour, and you need at least 2 hours to get anything usable. Beats cost $50 to $1,000, depending on who made them. Marketing, promotion, travel, everything costs money you're making at a job you hate. Your mom asks when you're going to get serious about your future. She doesn't understand that this is your future. This is the only future you can imagine. The alternative, office job, quiet desperation, watching other people live the life you wanted, that's not a future. That's a slow death. You drop a mixtape, 14 tracks, a year of work, everything you have. It does okay, not great, not viral, just okay. Local blogs cover it. Some DJs spin cuts from it. Your streams increase, but not enough to quit your day job. A manager reaches out. She's small time, handles a few local artists who mostly haven't gone anywhere. But she believes in you. More importantly, she understands things you don't. Contracts, royalties, publishing, the thousand ways the industry can take advantage of artists who just want to make music. She starts booking better shows, opening slots for acts with actual followings, festival spots on the smallest stages, showcases where A&Rs actually show up sometimes. She handles the business you don't understand while you focus on the art you do. The grind continues, but the grind changes. You're not just making music in a closet anymore. You're building something, a brand, a presence, a story that might someday be worth telling. Level 3.
Keep telling you exactly how to do it.
The call comes on a Tuesday afternoon while you're stocking shelves at the grocery store you still haven't quit. Your manager's voice is different. Excited in a way you've never heard her. A label A&R saw your performance at a showcase, pulled your streaming numbers, listened to your entire catalog. They want to meet. They want to talk about the future. You call in sick for the rest of your shift. You go home and listen to every track you've ever released, trying to hear what they heard, trying to understand what made them notice you out of the thousands of artists trying to get noticed. The meeting is in an office that costs more per month than your mom's annual rent. They talk numbers that sound like fantasies, advance money, marketing budgets, production support, distribution deals that would put your music in front of millions. The contract is 114 pages. Your manager brings a lawyer who charges $300 an hour to explain what you're signing away. Publishing splits, recording rights, options clauses, morality provisions. The advance isn't a gift. It's a loan against future royalties you might never earn. You sign anyway. Everyone signs. The alternative is staying invisible forever. Studio sessions change everything. Real producers, real engineers, real rooms where albums you grew up on were recorded. You're nervous in ways you never were in your closet booth. The pressure is different. The expectations are different. Everyone's time costs money, and you're supposed to deliver something worth all of it. Your first major single drops with actual marketing behind it. Playlist placements, social media campaigns. Radio pushers making calls to program directors. The streams jump from thousands to hundreds of thousands. People you've never met are singing your words, making videos to your hooks, arguing about your lyrics in comment sections. You see yourself discussed on forums, analyzed by YouTube critics, praised and dismissed by people who don't know anything about you except what you put in your music. The opinions hurt more than you expected. You thought you wanted attention, now you have it and it feels like being watched through a microscope. Level 4. Touring artist. The road is not what the movies show. It's not parties and glamour and spontaneous adventures in new cities. It's hotel rooms that blur together, identical beige walls, and scratchy sheets and air conditioning that's either too cold or broken. It's fast food and green rooms, because you don't have time for real meals. It's sleeping on buses that never stop moving, waking up in a different state without remembering the transition. The romance of touring dies within the first week. What replaces it is something more complicated. Exhaustion mixed with exhilaration, boredom punctuated by moments of transcendence. It's performing the same songs every night until they stop meaning anything, until they're just motions you go through while your mind wanders. But the shows, God, the shows. 1,000-person venues where everyone knows every word, where strangers become a single organism, moving to sounds you created in solitude. Festivals where you can see the crowd extending to the horizon. A sea of raised hands and phone lights and faces you'll never know, but who know your words by heart. Moments when the bass drops and the whole building moves together, and you understand why people give their lives to this. Moments when the energy between stage and crowd becomes something electric, something holy, something that no recording will ever capture. Those moments make everything else worth enduring. The bad hotels, the endless drives, the pressure, and the paranoia and the politics. All of it disappears when the music hits and the crowd responds, and for a few minutes you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You open for major artists who treat you like you don't exist. You headline small venues where people line up for hours to see you. The contrast is disorienting. One night you're nobody, the next night you're everything, and neither feeling is stable. The money improves, but the money also complicates. Lawyers and accountants and business managers taking their percentages, label recouping the advance from every stream, publishing splits that mean you earn pennies from songs that make other people dollars.
Inside
You're
a
successful
360
and
deal.
broke simultaneously. Your second album has to outperform your first. That's the trap nobody explains. Growth is mandatory. If you plateau, you're failing. If you're failing, the machine moves on without you. Level 5, mainstream success. The song goes viral
I
for
wash
reasons
my
nobody
hands
can
too, for
explain.
sure.
A dance trend on TikTok that uses your hook. A meme format that samples your beat. Some unpredictable alignment of algorithm and cultural moment that turns your track into a phenomenon that crosses demographics, that plays in grocery stores and car commercials, that your grandmother has somehow heard. You wake up one morning with 50,000 new followers. By the end of the week, it's 500,000. The streaming numbers stop making sense. Millions of plays, tens of millions.
You done blew
Numbers
up.
that were
You got your
fantasies
big
when you were
break.
recording in your closet. Suddenly you're everywhere. Talk shows, magazine covers, brand deals. The money becomes real money. Not rich forever money, but enough that you buy your mom a house, pay off her debts, set up accounts that will keep her comfortable no matter what happens to your career. That was always the dream, really. Everything else was just the path to making that possible. Awards shows where you sit in audiences full of people you idolized. Growing up, collaborations with artists whose posters hung on your childhood wall. Moments that feel like arriving, like you finally made it, like everything you sacrificed was worth it. But the pressure scales with success. The expectations now are impossible. Every release has to be bigger, better, more impactful. The label wants pop crossovers. Your original fans want you to stay underground. Critics want evolution. Casual listeners want the same thing that made them fans in the first place. You can't please everyone. You know this intellectually, but you try anyway, fragmenting yourself across audiences, becoming less coherent as you become more popular. The music that made you special starts sounding like everything else. Level 6, The Reckoning. 5 years into major success, you're exhausted in ways that sleep doesn't fix. The schedule is endless. Recording sessions that run until dawn, tours that span months and continents, interviews where you answer the same questions 100 times, obligations that multiply faster than you can track them. Everyone wants a piece. The label wants albums on their timeline. The sponsors want appearances at their events. The fans want access to every moment of your life. The collaborators want features that will boost their profiles. You become a resource to be extracted rather than a person to be known. Your closest friends are people on your payroll. The manager, the publicist, the security guard who's been with you since the first tour. Everyone else has been filtered out by success. Old friends resent your absence or your wealth. New friends want things from you. The isolation at the top is real, and it's not what the songs make it sound like. Your relationships have collapsed. Your friendships exist mainly through group chats. The person you were before this, you can barely remember him. The label wants another album. The last one underperformed, which means it only went platinum instead of multi-platinum. In normal terms, massive success. In industry terms, a disappointment. The conversations about your future have a different tone now. You watch artists who came up with you fade away. Some adapt, find new niches, reinvent themselves for audiences that keep changing. Some burn out spectacularly. Public breakdowns, addiction spirals, careers that end in tabloid headlines. Some just disappear quietly, their pages untouched, their streams declining until they're forgotten. The industry doesn't retire people gracefully. It extracts what it can and moves on to the next source of content. The artists who survive long term are either lucky or strategic, or both. You're trying to be both. You're not sure you're succeeding. You don't want to be forgotten. But you also don't want to be the 60-year-old still chasing relevance, still trying to connect with audiences who've moved on, still pretending the old magic can be recaptured through force of will. You don't want to be forgotten. But you also don't want to be this, a machine producing content on someone else's schedule, chasing numbers that will never be enough, performing a version of yourself that you manufactured for audiences who don't know the difference. The contract is ending. The label wants to renegotiate. Better terms this time, they say. More creative control, recognition of what you've built. But freedom looks like something else entirely. Independence, ownership,
Yeah, you big
making
enough
music
now, you don't
because
need
you
that.
want to, not because the machine requires feeding. You remember the closet booth, the USB microphone, the house party where nobody knew it was you, where the only thing that mattered was whether the song was good. The joy of creation before creation became commerce. The feeling of making something true before truth became a brand. The music industry is designed to make you forget that feeling. It replaces passion with product, art with content, authenticity with marketability. It turns musicians into machines that produce units on schedule. But the feeling is still in there somewhere, buried under years of compromise and calculation, hidden beneath layers of polish and production. The kid who recorded at 2 a.m. because the music was bursting out of him, that kid didn't die. He just got lost. You're going to find him again. You're going to remember why you started, whatever it costs, whatever you have to walk away from, whatever version of success you have to sacrifice.
This usually be the part. Oh, well, this is the end of the video. Hold on.
The closet is still there. The microphone still works. The music is still waiting. And it was always about the music. Level.
What? Alright. But nah, that usually be the part where they say you fell off and then you go back to what blew you up in the first place. And that's the biggest comeback of the year. Everybody, oh my God, he doing it again. Yeah, what it is, bro. It's a part of the journey. You either gonna find a way to succeed in it, or you gonna get lost in the sauce, fam. But it ain't bad though. It's goods and it's ups and downs, good and bad, pros and cons, positives and negatives. That's all I got. But it ain't all bad though, bro. Like, you can't just make it seem like you doing what you got to do. You feeding your family, you taking care of your mama straight, your people straight. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta appreciate what comes with certain things and be ready for what comes with certain things. Anything that you do come with something that you ain't gonna like about it. That's what people don't be seeming to understand for whatever unknown reason. But hey, anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, man. Y'all eat fruit, get money, and find your passion and figure it out. That's all I really got to say. Catch y'all in the next one.